Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. This is a response to MGK Boston. He has a thread going around called 12 plus 1 where he wants us just to show some greatest hits in our collection. And I was thinking about it, what I was going to do, and I was like, yeah, am I going to do this video? Am I not? But eventually I let my hair down. Well, didn't do that. Took the hair off. And I was waiting for that. And just decided to pick some albums that most of these I don't think I've shown before. I think one or two of these were gifts that I might have shown in an unboxing video, but the rest of them are just albums that I don't talk about because I don't do greatest hits. I don't buy greatest hits. So a lot of these date back to my early, times getting into music and, being given gifts as a kid. So let me just jump right into it. First, I have the essential Harry Belafonte. Yeah, I like Harry Belafonte. Obviously, one of the big calypso singers, one of the big names in the civil rights times. He, always had an opinion politically, and he's still with us too in his 90s, although not singing. He does a great version of Midnight Special, which I believe has Bob Dylan playing uh, harmonica on it, I think. Um, he does a version of Danny Boy, Jamaica Farewell, First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, Havana Man Smart, Woman Smarter, Jump in the Line, obviously the Banana Boat song. Um, let's see, Mary's Boy Child. Um, but of course, it's one of those compilations where you like the biggest hits. They put the live version. So like Banana Boat song is the very last song, and it's live. So give us the real version. When we're getting 37 songs, give us the original. Come on. Next, this was given to me by Robert S. This is Janis Joplin's greatest hits. We all know Janis. I didn't have any Janis. I did a series where I talked about albums that I've never owned, and Janis Joplin's name came up, and I think Robert said, you've got to get some Janis. So he gave me this. It's got Piece of My Heart, Summertime, Try Just a Little Harder, Cry Baby, Me and Bobby McGee, Ball and Chain, Mercedes Benz as a bonus track. So it's got everything you need to get into Janis. Next, I bought this in college. The Best of Buffalo Springfield retrospective. Of course, Buffalo Springfield, you had Neil Young and Stephen Stills pre-CSNY. The big hit, obviously, For What It's Worth. But you have some great songs on here. Mr. Soul, the Neil Young track. It's a killer song. Kind Woman is beautiful. Jim Messina. Bluebird is a great one. When I saw CSN, they did Bluebird. Expecting to Fly. Gorgeous. Broken Arrow is a fantastic Neil Young song. Nowadays, Clancy Can't Even Sing. Really, really great stuff. If you don't know Buffalo Springfield, check them out with this CD. You can get it for like $5 at Barnes & Noble. Aaron, you'll like this. ZZ Top, Rancho Texanos. This is the first time that I got into ZZ Top. I believe my dad gave me this when I was probably about 14. I was really listening to like the Eliminator stuff, Legs, Sharp Just Man, Tush, stuff like that. But I didn't know the blues stuff, and Dad's like, "Oh, they were a blues band." So I remember when I first heard "Jesus Just Left Chicago" and "Brown Sugar," and you're waiting for the bus. I said, "Waiting for the bus," into "Jesus Just Left Chicago." That was one of the first times I remember a song going into another song. I'd never really experienced that otherwise, but that was really awesome, and they are a killer blues band. So number 4, ZZ Top. I've got a couple of these comps. I just thought to pick the earliest one, the top 10 hits, Elvis Presley. I think I got this from my grandparents one Christmas. I mean, it's got everything, songs that made it into the top 10, Heartbreak Hotel, Hound Dog, Don't Be Cruel, Love Me Tender, Teddy Bear, Jailhouse Rock. It goes all the way up to the 50s, and there's a volume 2 as well that takes the 60s onward, which I think they gave to my cousin. I think they split it up. So this goes up to a Big Hunk of Love from 1959. So Elvis. And then, gotta talk about David Crosby. I just talked about Buffalo Springfield. There's CSN, Greatest Hits. I've already listened to this since Crosby's passing. You have essentially most of the first album on here. Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, Long Time Gone, Helplessly Hoping, Marrakesh Express, and then they've also got, later songs, Shadow Captain, um, See the Changes, 49 Bye Byes, Daylight Again. Just really, really killer. So I listened to that a lot when I was a teenager. And let's just finish off the CSN train. The Hollies Greatest Hits, one of the best greatest hits compilations ever. I bought this again for like $5 at Barnes and Noble when I was in college. Bus Stop, obviously I knew that song. I knew Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress. But I remember when I first heard Carrie Ann and Carousel, that really kind of solidified that Graham Nash was my favorite member of not only the Hollies, but also CSN. But this goes past Graham Nash. Obviously, Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress is post Graham Nash. The Air That I Breathe. The song King Midas in Reverse is a great Graham Nash tune. Dear Eloise is a beautiful song. So greatest hits by the Hollies. However many that is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All good children go to heaven, as the song goes. Number 8, 18 Greatest by Johnny Cash. Again, this is another gift from my grandparents one Christmas. I remember this is the first time that I ever heard the song One Piece at a Time, and I love that. I Walk the Line, Folsom Prison Blues, Ballad of a Teenage Queen, one of my favorite early Cash songs. Big River, The Ways of a Woman in Love, There Ain't No Good Chain Gang with Waylon Jennings, Hey Porter, Cry Cry Cry, just fantastic, Johnny Cash. Was this 9? Yep. The Monkees, Greatest Hits. I bought this for like $1 at a book fair in college at a library. They had some used CDs. And I was like, yeah, I kind of like the Monkees. Let me get into that. And I remember the standout track on this was Listen to the Band, the Mike Nesmith tune. Holy mackerel, what a song. Check it out. The Monkees' Greatest Hits. Number 10, let's go this. The Great 28, Chuck Berry. Again, this was a gift from my dad as well, I think when I was in college. A lot of this came about when I was in college, a lot of these artists. I mean, everything that you ever want by Chuck Berry is on this. Which includes, not having the song My Ding-a-Ling on here, praise be. Maybelline, You Can't Catch Me, 30 Days, Too Much Monkey Business, Brown Eyed Handsome Man, Roll Over Beethoven, Havana Moon, Rock and Roll Music, Reelin' and Rockin', Sweet Little 16, Johnny Be Good, Around and Around, Carol, Memphis, it just keeps going. Little Queenie, Nadine, just a ton of tracks. It's the essential Chuck Berry, no doubt. Number 11, this was one that Mom introduced to me, Negotiations and Love Songs. Actually, I think this is hers. It was in my collection when I moved. Just killer Paul Simon. It's 1971 through 86, which is, I believe, when this album came out. So it kind of stopped around that time. So you get the Graceland stuff, but you don't go up to like Rhythm of the Saints. Mother and Child Reunion, Me and Julio, Something So Right, Loves Me Like a Rock, Kodachrome, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover, Still Crazy After All These Years, Hearts and Bones, Slip Sliding Away, Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes, You Can Call Me Al, and a few others. Negotiations and Love Songs, Paul Simon. Number 12, this was given to me by my aunt and uncle, U2 18. I remember they said that no collection is complete without U2. They're big. They, grew up in the 80s. They really liked the new wave stuff. So they were raised on this, Depeche Mode, stuff like that. So, I mean, this has, stuff all the way up to like Beautiful Day, Stuck in a Moment You Can't Get Out of, Vertigo, Sweetest Thing, One, Walk On, Elevation, Sometimes You Can't Make It on Your Own. And then it also has, Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For, With or Without You, New Year's Day, Pride in the Name of Love. So it's got the older stuff too. But it's also got 2 tracks specific to this collection. It has a song with Green Day called The Saints Are Coming, which was kind of a Hurricane Katrina relief song. And then the song Window in the Skies, which is just beautiful. So U2 18, the singles, check it out. And lastly, I've got to finish with the strongest of the bunch. I've got to show it. Wingspan, Paul McCartney, Hits in History. This was my dad's, and this was like the first time that I ever knew that Paul McCartney was in another band besides the Beatles. Um, so I mean, was this 40 songs? You know, you've got the hits. Listen to what the man said. Band on the Run, Another Day, Live and Let Die, Jet, My Love, Silly Love Songs, Pipes of Peace, Sea Moon, High High High, Let 'Em In, Good Night Tonight, Junior's Farm, Mull of Kintyre, Uncle Albert, With a Little Luck, Coming Up, and No More Lonely Nights. That's just on one disc. This too, again, more hits. Let Me Roll It, The Lovely Linda, Daytime, Nighttime, Suffering, Maybe I'm Amazed, Helen Wheels, Bluebird, Heart of the Country, Every Night, Take It Away, Junk, which was the first time I heard that, I was like, whoa, what is that? Man We Was Lonely, Venus and Mars, The Backseat of My Car, the Rockestra theme, Girlfriend, Waterfalls, Tomorrow, Too Many People, Call Me Back Again, Tug of War, Bit Bop into Hey Diddle, and then the play out version of No More Lonely Nights. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So there you go. Mike over at MGK. Hope you enjoy it. Everybody, I hope you enjoy it. Please let me know what you think of these comps. And yeah, in the meantime, y'all be good. Talk to you later. Subscribe, all that stuff. And we will see you.